what you just saw is, of course, belly dancing. It's something that has been in this world since the past 5,000 years. I want to speak some about belly dancing before I go on, how I started belly dancing and so on and so forth. So yeah, belly dancing, to me it must be something, and the world sees it as another. There are a million, it's the most misunderstood dance form according to me, and yet uh, yet it attracts me so much that I'm here. So I have been performing, as I said, Raqs Sharqi form of belly dancing since the past 7 years. Although being self-taught comes with its own imperfections. I'm still learning, I'm still trying to decode YouTube videos, and from wherever I find time, I want to do this. So, as I said, Raqs Sharqi form of belly dancing. So, when someone sees a woman in this attire, with this belt, coin belt, must be a belly dancer. That much everyone knows. Any man we see around belly dancing, oh, he's so gay. This is the first thing that comes to our mind, and it's true because it's not a part of our culture, which is why I want to talk about it. Tahteeb is a form of belly dancing which two men do. It symbolizes war, it symbolizes masculinity, it's more powerful in nature. Then we have Raqs Beledi. Now Beledi, Raqs means dancing, and Beledi means from countryside, right? It's more folkish in nature, it comes from the folklore. There are people, there are women who line up in numbers from 8 to 10, they interchange the rhythms and dance. It's meant for a closed gathering, closed community function. Then we have Raqs Asaya, which is done by sticks. Now we haven't seen someone doing it with sticks, but in the Middle East, this Raqs Asaya is very famous. Then we have something called Felahin. Felahin comes from Middle East, and it's a farmer's dance. It's something that the farmers do, and it also involves some hip movements, and it is more joyous in nature. Then we have Shabi. It's one of my favorites. It's a folk coming from Egypt, and it is so powerful. I mean, I wish I could perform it here. If I had more time and more energy, I would have, completely would have. Then, coming to, as I said, I mentioned one dance form here which was done in closed gatherings. So, belly dancing was initially something that was passed from a woman to her daughter to prepare her womb for the labor. It was something that activated these muscles. It helped the woman prepare her body for the new child that's going to come in the family. The body should be at ease. It strengthens muscles. So these are the reasons, these are the scientific reasons behind it. But this dance started from a place where men weren't even allowed in a gathering. So I'm here, I want to tell the world that just because some people, now in around 1876 there were a lot of world fairs that happened. So one of the most famous ones is the Chicago World Fair that happened, and in that belly dancing came into a very negative light. So negative that we still are suffering with its stereotypes. So the hoochie coochie dancers came in, and it was a very sexually provocative dance. It was said so, although it was just belly dancing, but it was used for that purpose. So just because few men have paid dancers for it, asked a few dancers to perform for these purposes, doesn't mean that the purpose of this dance was what we think it is. So moving further, I mean, Goedra. Goedra is one thing I forgot mentioning, but it is still being performed in Moroccan families, and it's still a dance form. It's a type of belly dancing which is done to, it is meant for the elders to bless. It's a blessing ceremony. Like we have so many ceremonies in our Indian traditions. This ceremony The elders use this belly dance, this form of dancing, to bless their young ones. It's only to bless. No other festivities include. It's just a blessing dance. Then, now I can't say that Egypt owns belly dancing or Turkey owns belly dancing. I mean, there are still debates going on which country was the origin of this particular dance form. It originates from the Middle East. It is scattered all across Middle East, and it is done in such different flavors. The Turkish form of belly dancing is more active, more jovial, more powerful. You'll see young dancers, slim dancers. They will be mesmerizing you with the energy. Then we have Egyptian dancing, which is more classical. It has more of these mudras, and which are similar to the Indian dance forms that we have. And we will observe that this form of belly dancing involves more older ladies, older women dance. You'll find older women more than the young ones. Then the Moroccans have their own form of belly dancing. Greek belly dancers have their own style. So it's something that is formed and presented in different flavors. What we see belly dancing as is something which is just a little bit of the buzz, the entire buzz about it. Moving on, so I mentioned these world fairs. These world fairs were so festive, of course, a fair, so it involved more props. Props like pots, balancing acts started coming into being. They started involving snakes in their routines. They started using sticks. They started using candles above their heads. So these are the things that have been in use around the world since really long. And this is how I would summarize belly dancing, different forms of it, in 3 to 5 minutes. That's about it. Moving on, how I started belly dancing. Now, I have been very passionate about law in my law life. I want to be a human rights lawyer. That's another part of me, and I am determined to do things. I want to get into policy-based work, and I know where I want to be. However, I saw this belly dancer, Ala Kushnir, about 7 years ago, and the energy with which I saw her doing the shimmies and the shivers and the way she was interacting with the audience, it was so infectious. I mean, when Shakira came in picture and I saw the Hips Don't Lie video, that was a move I want to learn. That was not the dance form I want to learn. But when I saw Ala Kushnir dance, it was so infectious. It just gripped me, and I decided I have to somewhere be able to do at least 10% of what she does. And then I started making notes. I started seeing the Indian belly dancers. I mean, Banjara School of Dance, they are beautiful with their fusions. And I have been trying to find time somewhere to get classes and be a part of that fraternity. So I started taking notes in my free time. And I started observing things. I started observing Rachel Bryce. I started observing Sadie for her technique, the little beats that she follows. These are one of my ideals. These are my inspirations. I am here to say that if you want, see, there are some people we always find in a competitive world. They're so natural. They're so natural with what they do. Some people are born speakers. Some people are just so good at something, they're natural. And we find ourselves competing with them and somewhere lacking, no, that person is just so good. And this competitive world is such. But take it from me, I mean, if you want to do something, if you want it enough, if you can sacrifice enough for it, if you can dedicate yourself enough for it, if you really want that enough, it's a matter of time. But we find ourselves with them. Maybe lacking somewhere, we'll be a little less, little more, but we still can reach there. Not that I have reached a stage, but I know all of this me learning on my own, and probably if I had a teacher, I could have been better. All these things are there, but I mean, I learned from this that willpower is something that can make any helplessness ineffective. If you have a shortcoming and you have a willpower, it can fuel it in a manner that you'll be surprised. And I, I would say that not giving up, determination, all these things are there. But if you want to sacrifice enough, if you want to dedicate yourself enough, take it from me, you will get what you want. I don't dance professionally, and I want to continue this dancing more in the future. I want to conduct charity shows. I want to use my belly dancing to raise money for the underprivileged, and all these things are there. But this thing in me that I want to be one of the very good dancers, I want to learn more and more, it comes from the willpower that I want it. I want it really a lot, and I can give up things for it. I can find time even after court, even after reading a lot of case laws and researching on research papers. I can find time and do it. So willpower is something that really was the thing for me, and I am still on this journey. And I want to say that the way we see belly dancing, it should be seen as an art. It's beautiful. It's very taxing to learn. It's something which is, to me, symbolizes self-confidence. To me, it's not about if you have the body, then you wear that dress. It's about if I'm happy with my body, if I'm happy with the way I look, I would want to wear something that is beautiful. To me, belly dancing symbolizes strength. To me, when I'm dancing, nobody is more powerful than me. I mean, that's the feeling I get. And this is something that I don't want to leave. This is something I want to work more for. And that's all that I want to say today. And with this, I rest my case. Thank you.